So, welcome everybody to the May live VIP event. So glad you all could come. It's a beautiful day here, and I'm expecting some marvelous messages to come through. I chose this background for today because not only does it feel topical for the season, but it also feels like a time of tapping into Earth's wisdom, and the trees being the sentinels that watch over us felt like really the perfect backdrop. There was one time I visited the sixth dimension, the very first time I got to go there. And when I went in the entrance, I was greeted by this massive grandmother oak tree who possessed all of this wisdom to share with us. So I kind of feel like that's the energy we're bringing today that I want to share with all of you. So let's start with just a little grounding to connect with the earth, to make sure none of us float right off while we're getting high here on the energy of the Akashic records. So just take a couple of deep breaths, sit back, close your eyes. Think about your intention for today. What is it that you want? Is it answers? Is it a feeling of being uplifted? Connection with all of us as we connect our beautiful energy today? Maybe some peace. We're bringing all of that from the Akasha for you. And so with your eyes closed, look up and notice that big ball of brilliant white light, so pure, that's descending from the heavenlies down to you. And it's moving quite slowly today, very precise. It's taking its time. And as it at last reaches the top of your head, your crown chakra, it almost looks like a beautiful full moon. And then it sinks into your crown chakra, just like the moon when she sinks below the horizon. Beautiful, gentle, entering your body. Feeling of coolness, feeling of peace and calm as that divine moon energy today moves slowly through your body. And you might feel it kind of tickling. You might feel it tingling, perhaps even a little electrical current as it moves down, now moving past your chest, through your abdomen, past your hips, and down your legs, splitting that energy into each side of you and moving down and down until it reaches your feet and quietly, gently, peacefully sinks into the earth, grounding you firmly between Mother Earth and Divine Creator. In this space, you are safe, totally protected in this massive energy bubble that surrounds our group. And you can recreate this anytime you like. Just repeat this process and allow it to change, because your guides may insert other visuals for you, other feelings for you, and that is perfect. It will evolve over time. It will expand over time. You will feel more and more connected each time you go through a process like this. And your heart chakra will expand with love, with light, with that divine connection, and the knowingness of how loved and supported you are. No matter what's going on in the world, you are in that beautiful bubble that you've created. You are safe. You are secure. You are so loved. And just take a couple more deep breaths and just feel, what are the sensations coursing through your body. And just send appreciation and love back to your guide team who are here waiting to serve you today. We thank you. All the beautiful ones who support us, thank you so much. Sending love to you. And with that, just slowly come back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Oh, another deep cleansing breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Would you like me to start asking the questions?
Yeah, first, before we start, let's just see anybody who needs to leave early, if you could let us know so that we can be sure and call on you first. I know Rachel has to leave early. And is Dawn here? Because Dawn said she had to leave early as well. Yeah, Dawn is here. So we'll start with Rachel and Dawn, and then if there's anybody else who has to leave early, just let us know.
Okay, you want Rachel's question?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with Rachel.
My question is, what is my next step to monetize my online business more? What is my next step to monetize my online business more?
Okay, and you can unmute Rachel so she can respond.
Rachel. Okay, I have unmuted Rachel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
You're so welcome. So what is the next step for Rachel in her online business? What is the optimal choice for her right now? I'm seeing you expanding, like somebody's blowing air into a balloon. You're just expanding into this massive bubble of light and love. So it's about your intention and taking action when you feel inspired. Don't worry so much about the particulars, Rachel. Feel your way through it. When you get that inspired idea, act on it as quickly as possible because it's important. And when you act upon it in that manner, you'll get more inspired ideas that will come, and they'll start coming more quickly. The sooner you respond, the sooner you get more, because they're not going to outpace you. They're going to be feeding you step by step as you're ready. So as you just flow into it, just allow it to expand. Let the worries about should I do this or should I do that flit away. They don't serve you. They only serve to block you. So get into that flow. Know that everything is perfect right now, and it's getting more perfect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sure does. And it's true, I have been expanding and I try to listen more to my intuition. And I'm still having this paid job, which I'm just like so ready to leave, but I'm just, afraid to do it.
Okay. Do you want to ask about that job?
Please, yes.
Okay. So can you tell Rachel now the optimal time to leave that job? So is it more than a year? Let's start there. No, so it's less than a year. Is it more than 6 months? No, so somewhere between 6 and 12 months is the optimal time for you, Rachel. Is that what you were feeling?
I thought you said, when you asked, is it more than 6 months? Then they said no.
Did I say more than? I was intending to say less than. So it's the intention of the question that counts. Let me just ask again to be sure. So you're saying between 6 and 12 months is the optimal time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry if I got my words twisted. That was what I was thinking. Does that help?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I feel it and I see it. And so it, I mean, if your guys are saying yeah, it's possible to quit, that means that my online business is going to take off finally. So
Yeah, and that's your guides, by the way, Rachel, not mine.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's important to know. That's why we're doing it this way, because we want to know what your guides have to say
yes.
if they know you.
Yeah, because my dream is really to travel so much more. And now with the corona, I'm stuck of traveling, but I really want this to be, I really want to travel more. So that's
Yeah. So that is certainly a factor in the timing, right? That's why it's going to be longer.
probably true.
Yeah,
Yes.
might have been sooner otherwise.
Okay.
So they validated for you what you were feeling, which is beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the confirmation I needed. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here.
Okay, Stephanie, it is her first time here, and she said her friend Danielle sent her the link. The question is, what is my soul's purpose related to career?
Okay. So for
Hi,
Steph.
Deborah.
Hi, Stephanie.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you came. And who was your friend who sent you?
Danielle Del Vecchio.
Okay. Beautiful.
Not on today, but
Yeah. She was here last month.
yeah.
Yeah. So for Stephanie, what can you tell her about her purpose and her career? Is what she's presently doing in alignment with her purpose? No. Okay. So Stephanie, what is that thing that lights you up that you would do for free because you love it so much?
Well, I do love helping others. I'm really into skincare, and beauty and things like that. That's totally opposite of what I do now. And I feel like with the corona going on, it's kind of prevented me from pursuing anything other than what I'm doing, and going to school for something else. So I feel a little stuck and like maybe I'm not supposed to be doing that, trying to reflect on that more.
Yeah, so your guides won't tell you what to do. And the best choice is always that thing that makes you feel wonderful. So if you're blocked from doing that thing that makes you feel wonderful right now, then that's an illusion, right? Because you are a powerful manifester of your own reality. You just need to open your senses and expand, looking for a different way to accomplish the same goal. So you're in this little box of feeling like, oh, I'm trapped. I can't pursue my dream right now because of, and it doesn't matter whether it's COVID or something else, right? Because that's the ego holding us back. So what you're looking for are any slight little shifts that you can make to start moving towards doing what feeds your soul, what brings you that joy. It may look different than what you expect it to. And that's part of the journey, right? That's how your guides are actually helping you to find the absolute best path, because they might close one door that you thought was the right one, because they can see it's not, which then pushes you on to the next one. So just keep intending and moving towards it, looking for opportunities to do it. And that may be just talking about it for right now, maybe getting Zoom calls for right now. But just keep testing and trying new things, and then also looking for those inspired ideas from your guides, because they are sending them. And here's the trick about that. So often we'll get this thought that will just pop in, and we'll think that it's our ego and we'll dismiss it, when in reality it was an inspired thought from our guides. So the way you know the difference is, it will always be something inspiring and uplifting. It's never going to be something putting you down or negative. It's never going to be anything telling you what to do. That's ego. And it will also be most likely something that's just out of the blue. It's like you were focused on one thing and this thought comes in totally unrelated to anything you were thinking about. That's how you know it's your guides. So
Okay.
it's like like for me, it happens in the car a lot. So it's like,
Mhm.
you've got mail, and this thought just pops in like somebody slipped it through the letter slot, right? And when you get that, pay attention to it. Think about it. What action can you take around it? That's how you're going to find your way into this new career. Step by
Thank
step.
you.
And they're going to literally take you by the hand. That's what those little thoughts that come in are for. That's your inspired action. Your responsibility is to take that action.
Take it. Mhm.
That way they can bring you more, right? Otherwise, you're
Yes.
stuck waiting for it. But just know it's coming all the time, and they will never give up on you. They'll keep sending it until you get it.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Shall I
Donna, if we can go to Dawn next because she needs to leave.
Okay, Dawn, just a moment. Dawn, there are 3 questions. What are my next steps for my career? What am I supposed to do with my work situation? Why am I having my health issues?
Okay, so work is a big deal today, right? Everybody's unsure about their career. Okay, so you can unmute Dawn so she can respond.
Okay, hang on. Let me find her. Just a moment.
Well, I can do it actually. I see her right here.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Hey, Dawn.
Hi.
So let's talk about your career. What do you have to share with Dawn about her career? I'm seeing this blinding flash of light, like there's this big inspiration. Have you already gotten this big inspiration and you've just been afraid to move on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's feeling like. It's like, whoa, it's really bright, blindingly bright. So it's like, Dawn, I mean, how much clearer can it be? Just take action on that thought. That's what your guides are saying. You know,
Okay.
they're trying in every way they know to make it really clear to you and get your attention, which for everybody, that's a really good lesson, right? Because that's what they'll do. They'll send it gently to begin with, and then they up the ante if you don't pay attention. So whatever
Okay.
that is, take action on that. That will lead you to more breadcrumbs that you will be able to follow and expand.
Okay.
So does that answer the question around career?
Yes.
Okay. So now we want to ask about your health.
Well, also my work situation.
Okay. And what about your work situation?
I'm getting a lot of pressure for deadlines, and I've had a lot of health issues that have come up where I haven't been able to meet the deadlines.
Okay. So what can you tell Dawn about the health issues and the deadlines? Yeah, it's clearly a mismatch energetically. You know, it's like the sooner you can get out of that situation, the better, because it is deleterious to your health. And that's like the early warning signs that you're getting that this is a bad situation. And if you don't
Okay.
heed that call, it's only going to escalate. So is
Right.
it possible to extricate yourself soon from that situation?
Yeah, except for I wouldn't, then I'd lose my income, So that's the hard part, it's like
Yeah.
I could take a medical leave, but that doesn't mean, I'm
Oh,
still looking,
let's let's ask if taking a medical leave would be your optimal choice.
Okay.
We'll find out about that. So for Dawn, would taking a medical leave be the optimal choice right now? No, so that's not. So it's more of a gradual transition then. What it's feeling like, Dawn, is they're inviting you to look up. Stop looking down and feeling dejected and focusing on your health, because that's only expanding it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look up and look around, because there are other options that are waiting for you. You just haven't seen them yet. So again,
Okay.
it's waiting for that you've got mail moment when you get that inspired idea. And
Okay.
probably that blinding flash of light that you've already gotten is connected to it. Just
Okay.
start following those breadcrumbs, like, Hansel and Gretel. It's going to lead you away from the Wicked Witch and being eaten to your next delightful option.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking for.
Because I've had like major, my blood pressure has been really, really high. And I've had to have medication changes this week. And, as high as like 183 over 105,
Yeah.
dangerously high. And I've been hospitalized for that before, so just really concerning, and they're not understanding, they're just asking me like, well, when do you think you can get this done? And
Well,
all I can do is rest,
they don't care
and
about you, Dawn. So the sooner you get out of there, the better. So meanwhile, use meditation to help with that blood pressure. I don't
Mhm.
know if you do EFT or not, but that can help with the blood pressure. And if you need more on that, just send me an email and I'll find you some scripts that will help.
Okay.
So, do whatever you can right now to keep calm and not let it take you to that level, because you're going to blow a gasket. That's what I'm seeing. It's like, how those steam engines or furnaces or boilers or whatever, they build up all that steam and it just pops,
Yeah.
explodes. That's what you're moving towards. You don't want to go there. And that's why you're here. So it's
Mhm.
time to take care of Dawn. Start
Okay.
looking for ways. And maybe, Dawn, what it looks like is something so different than what you've envisioned. Maybe it looks like getting 2 part-time jobs instead of that
Yeah.
one that's stressing you out. There are
Right.
a lot of options for work at home right now. In fact, I just shared a video with somebody last night on that. So again, send me an email and I'll send you the link to that video. I'm sure I can find
Okay.
it. And there was like 14 different things you can do at home, and they were actually reasonably sounding things. And like one of them was Wayfair, and it's like you can work for Wayfair for $14 an hour.
Okay.
That's pretty good, right?
Right.
And oh, sorry about that, girls. David just came home, so give us a minute here. Sapphire, please stop. Come here. Sapphire. As if I didn't know he was here. Okay. Doggy interrupt us.
That's okay.
Yeah. Are you done now? Please.
They're just energizing the flow, sweetheart.
Okay, so Dawn, back to that. Anyway, so what you're given here is an opportunity, actually. It might not feel like that, but it's really an opportunity to extricate yourself from this situation that is so debilitating.
Mhm.
It's your chance to really lift up your head, look around for those open doors. When you see them, go and explore them and see if that's the best option. But also
Okay.
know that the door that looks like the best option right now might only be so for a short time. It might only be a connecting door leading you to the next opportunity. So
Mhm.
always be ready to keep feeling your way through that situation. And if it's not working for you, take the next step.
Yeah.
Makes
Because
sense?
I mean, I do want to do the online, coaching. I just haven't done it.
Yeah. Yeah. So start doing that slowly. And, in the beginning, when you're starting a new business like that, because I mean, there are coaches by the dozen online these days.
Right.
So you've got to put yourself out there and distinguish yourself as whatever unique gift you're bringing to the table. It might mean you do a lot of free or very low cost sessions in the beginning just to establish yourself, to get the reputation, to get the testimonials. So
Right.
meanwhile, you're doing whatever else you need to do to keep that roof over your head, but you can absolutely do this. Your soul is leading you on this journey for a reason. It's taking you to the next step. So don't be afraid of it.
Okay.
Flow.
And then the only other question I have is like, with all the health challenges I had, do you think that would even qualify for like, applying for like disability during this time?
Well, let's just ask if that's an optimal choice for you.
Okay.
So would it be optimal for Dawn to apply for Social Security disability now? Oh, I'm getting a yes on that, Dawn.
Okay.
That's surprising because it's really hard to get. So
I
if
know.
I'm getting a yes, that must mean there's something about your situation. Like there are certain conditions like fibromyalgia. It's people can easily get disability with fibromyalgia for some
Well,
reason.
I've had heart failure in the past, and my thyroid has been removed, and all my hormones are off, and some my thyroid, when it's off, then it causes my blood pressure to get off, and I mean it's a chronic thing,
Yeah.
so
So
yeah.
let's just ask, is that connected to that blinding flash of light you got? Yeah. So you've been thinking it, you were just afraid to take the action, and they're validating for you that, yeah, do that. It doesn't mean you're going to do it forever, but if it gives you that respite so you can rebuild your body and then
Yes.
get back out there and do whatever feeds your soul.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here.
Okay. Thank you.
I would say let's go to Mike's question because he was here before everyone else, and I think he deserves an applause.
Awesome.
He acknowledged you by saying, Deborah, great shining star of God's light. So
You're so sweet, Mike.
I'm checking in for some of your divine connectedness. Things have been very active, and I am extending my vision and feel good about it. Am I missing anything?
Okay. So is there anything that Mike is missing in his current endeavors? No, I'm getting all green lights, all doors open, systems go, Mike. Is he unmuted?
Yes.
There you are.
Yeah.
So does that makes sense? Were you feeling that all systems were go?
That's what I'm feeling, but I also like to be cautious because sometimes people are sensitive about things that you are not anticipating, and so I like to try to be cautious when pushing new ideas.
Yeah. So I'm feeling like this isn't the time to be cautious. If you're getting, in your solar plexus, if you're feeling like all systems are go, then Mike, what are you waiting on? Go do it already. This is your soul holding out their hand and saying, come on, Mike, let's go party. This is what we want to do.
I'm in process of moving forward, but I just want to be sensitive and aware.
Yeah, well, that's just part of how you're wired, right? We know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just a little more cautious, but sometimes you have to let that go and flow more. That's what's holding you back, Mike. You're not flowing as much as you could be, right? There's more of dipping the toe in and testing the water and like, are you really sure this is what I'm supposed to do? But you know it, you feel it. So go more with the feeling, less thinking, more feeling.
I might break the sound barrier as fast as I'm going.
It's all good though.
Yeah, okay.
It's like you're on that Autobahn and you're just flying. And the reason, Mike, is because it's so needed. You've got that purpose and mission. So just go do it because it's what feeds your soul and you can't have too much of that.
You know that well, don't you?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Mike, and I'll let you go ahead. Oh, he did. He muted himself. Wonderful.
Thanks, Mike.
Sophia, I would like to know what to do in regards to my career. I've been trying different things, but I still feel like I'm missing something and would like some guidance on what I should do. Which path should I take? Thank you very much.
Okay. So, Sophia, what are you considering? Oops. I got to unmute you.
You found her?
Yeah, I found her. Thanks. Now I don't hear you, Sophia. Are you there?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, now I hear you.
So, yeah, basically I've been in this situation in regards to my current job. I studied very long to be in this career, and now I feel like I'm stuck and it's not really it for me. So I've been trying to find what I can do, and I think I figured that I need to work for myself, but I don't know where to go from here. So yeah, I'm just completely lost in that sense.
So for Sophia, is it the optimal choice to work for herself? Yeah, definitely. So when you think about working for yourself, what is it you're drawn towards? What's that thing that just lights you up?
Freedom. I think that's the summary. Freedom, just, yeah, not having someone choose my life, nothing about it. And yeah, also doing something that I love and that I feel like there's a purpose for it, which is not what I do currently.
So if you could do anything at all, and money was no object, time was no object, what would it be?
I don't know. That's where I'm stuck. I don't know. I have a lot of interests. There's skills I have, but I feel like I'm missing it. I'm not yet there.
Okay, so they're not going to tell you what to do. That's not their job, right? They will only guide you. So it's right now, it's feeling like they've laid out this buffet of choices for you.
Yeah.
Your job, Sophia, is to go try them one by one and see which one feels the best. And then go do that for a while. It may be it's only temporary, or it may be it's long term, but you will decide that. So it's like, go experience that buffet, really savor it. And then when you find that thing that just, heaven opens and it says you're home, then that's what you do.
And I feel about like I see that, yeah, that can be good. However, I also feel like there's an urgency somehow. So for example, with my current job, I've quit it, and then somehow I stayed, but now I feel okay, I don't know what to do about it. So is there urgency, or again, I guess it's the same question as before, if I should stay on it for long? Should I plan an exit for, let's say, I don't know, 6 months, 12 months? Yeah, basically.
Let's ask about the job then.
Yeah.
So is it optimal for Sophia to stay on her job right now? Yes. And what is the optimal time to leave? Is that more than 6 months? So more than 3 months. Somewhere between 3 and 6 months, Sophia.
Okay.
So you've got time in that interim period to go out and experience those other things, test them out, and see which one you think you want to try. And just know that, you know, the one you choose right off the bat, again, you might do it for a little while and then find out, oh, this isn't as good as I thought it was. And then it's okay to change your mind and move on. You know, society has taught us that you make a commitment, baby, you got to stick with it. And that's so not serving our soul. It's always a good idea to keep checking in with your soul and see, is this bringing joy to me? Is this expanding my soul journey? And if it's not, then it's time to make a new choice and get moving quickly.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask one more question on this topic, very related? I have now an opportunity to explore one of the options, but it requires a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go for it, or I'm considering, yeah, if I should take the opportunity or explore further before jumping on something? Please, thank you.
Do you want to put a name on it just so I can identify it?
Well, it's working with someone called Becca, actually.
Okay, that's only important because when we ask these questions, we have to be very specific, because sometimes one answer could like split. And if we're not specific, we might not get the right answer. So the opportunity with Becca, is that optimal for Sophia right now? Oh yeah, I get a big yes on that. Flying, I feel flying. It's like this energy of flying, and it's very joyful. So yeah, go try that.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Let me know how it works.
I will, thank you.
Awesome.
The next question is from Melinda.
Okay.
I have a money mindset question. I have really worked on our money mindset, mine and my husband's, for years. Now with the virus, we haven't received any money except for the stimulus check. Do we have to really get on the phone and figure this out? I try to allow, but am I afraid I'm allowing too much? Thank you.
Okay. So what can you tell Melinda about this financial dilemma that she's experiencing? I'm hearing a chuckle in this low voice, and it says, don't sweat the small stuff, baby. You got this. So that,
Deborah, I love you.
that to me is about lightening up, Melinda, because in your feeling of fear and panic, you're clamping down. You're not seeing those opportunities that they're presenting to you. So deep breathing, right? That's so important. Stay in that peaceful, calm place, knowing that you are an amazing manifester. I've seen you do this, right? So relax, lighten up, go for a walk, Melinda. Okay.
They know I love my walks.
Okay. So on the walks, make sure you have your recorder with you so that if you get those inspired ideas, you can preserve them, and then go take action ASAP. Okay. It's waiting there for you. It's like right on the edge, so close. So it's just you relaxing and allowing it to come in.
Yeah, thank you. I feel I've been in a good place, and Ryan has been in I give him an 8 out of 10 place. And then this morning he like started freaking out about not getting his unemployment. So that's where I start to go, okay, am I being too relaxed about this? Like, should I be more worried? Should we be like freaking out on the phone? You know, so then that's where I'm like going, okay, I don't want, 3 months from now, we're in a hardship,
Yeah.
right? So, and there's so many things that we're both doing with our businesses, which, you know, some of that cost money. So it's all, you know, good, you know, what we want to do, but we want to keep doing that. And so that's where the point of challenge has been. And then also too, I would love, so maybe the guides have some insight on this, to quit the big sales job that I do. I would love like to be able to walk away. So I would love to know if there was some timing, if they had any insight on that.
Okay. So would it be optimal for Melinda to quit the sales job? Oh yeah. From a soul perspective, very optimal. So what is the optimal time? Would that be less than a year? No, it's gonna be more than a year, less than 3 years. Okay. So less than 2 years. Interesting. So like somewhere between 1 and 2 years, 18 months is kind of popping in there. So in that time frame. And as far as the other, you know how when you have these amazing manifestations and you're just so happy, write them down if you're not already. Because when you or Ryan get into that panicky mode of, oh my God, what are we going to do? There's no money coming in. Get that book out and go through, review all of your magnificent manifestations, because that shifts you back into the energy of receiving and also reassures you that you've got this. You've done it before. You can do it again. You know how. It's just when you go into panic mode, you shut down and all those things don't come to you. So I find that's really helpful, just to go back and review those triumphs and then celebrate, go out and have a party.
Okay, this is really, everyone's around us. I just posted something like that in my Facebook group right at 11 o'clock this morning. So you didn't even see that. So yes, I'm listening to your advice, Spirit's advice, and my own advice all together, I guess, at the same time.
It's them, because I can't do this myself.
I'm with you too, because I couldn't think of what to post this morning, and I was like, oh, I should post about that. Like, it just kind of came to me, and okay, yeah, I get it. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, sometimes they have to hit us over the head with it, right?
Yeah, awesome. And one more little thing, if you don't mind. Yesterday morning, I discovered a bump under my arm. It's about the size of a gumball. And I just don't know if I should be concerned or if it'll come and go, if it's just a cyst. I tend not to get, again, freaked out, because worked on my mindset. So I've asked Archangel Raphael to, protect me, make sure I'm in good health. I just want to make sure that this is just nothing.
Okay, so is the bump under Melinda's arm something to be concerned about? Would it be optimal for her to go to the doctor and have it checked? I'm getting a yes on that, Melinda.
Okay.
So, I'm with you. I would tap it away, or, whatever, manifest it away. But sometimes we do have to realize that there is that third dimensional aspect to be cared for. And then it's the wise choice to go and get it checked.
Okay, awesome.
Because it may be something very simple that can be dealt with quickly. You don't want to let it go, is what I'm feeling.
Okay, I'll get it checked. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, welcome. Glad you were here.
Yes.
Hemoth from Germany, I believe, has been here from the very beginning and has had the hand raised. And her question is, I want to ask my guides about what is the pattern that I have to work over in this lifetime mainly. I feel that I am really now in a crossroads in career, and I'm more inclined to work towards a motivator and soft skill expert rather than in clinical service, which is my sole purpose. Optimum choice. Can you guide the steps and immediate steps need to take? Am I really right on this spiritual track? I feel like I'm getting intuition more than I'm inclined to take the role of a motivator, and I am a healer in a clinical setting. Now I have studied medicine.
Oh, that's a lot to absorb, Hemoth.
Yeah.
So you're unmuted. Can you just, what is the one
question?
What is the heart of it that you want to know? Let's start there, and then we'll work our way out.
Mainly, I want to know, right now I'm working as a soft skill expert and motivator for students mainly. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
But I have studied medicine actually, did my post-graduation in psychiatry also. So I more preferably go to the community and spend my time with the students like a motivator and a soft skill expert like that. I've been working as a facilitator for soft skills for last 1 year. Though many opt for a clinical hospital setting job, but my inner voice says that I should have to go to the community and spend who are in borderlines. If I'm in a clinical setting, more people will come. So the borderlines where with small, just some advice or just checking their patterns and giving them some sort of a analysis like that.
Okay.
So I had to be.
Let's start, Hemant, with just asking whether it's optimal for you to work in the clinical setting or the community setting. How's that sound?
Right now, already I'm working as a motivator, not in a clinical setting, but in a motivator role right now.
Okay. So should you be a motivator or a healer? Is that the core of it?
Motivator are in hospital setting.
Okay. So for Hemant, would it be optimal to be a motivator? Is that the path that the soul wants to take? Oh, big yes on that. And what about the clinical setting? I get a no on that. That's not as joyful. So it's always the best choice is the one that feels the best. That's the most joyful.
I've been working like that for last 1 year actually. Guiding students' careers and most of them to make ethical aspects more in a communicative way like that. And I mean, as you know, physician job is lucrative more than a motivator actually in our country. And this is a new role, community side teaching is actually for us. Psychiatrists leading in community, very few people. So in US, you can see many of them. Or UK or any other Western countries. I'm from India actually. The other question I want to ask is, am I really right on spiritual topic? I believe I'm a light worker who, like a transformer who can receive the energy and can transmit it like that. Recently I had an experience that I got the symptoms like abdomen stuffiness, but I don't feel the symptoms are particularly suggestive of anything ill. Later, I read an article that this month solar plexus energy is, because sun is becoming hot, solar plexus energy is more rising like that. So that matched with my symptoms. Later, it subsided on its own. So sometimes I feel like, am I doing right things to be on spiritual track?
Okay, so there's a lot of people waiting to ask questions, Hemant. So let's just jump to the chase and ask if you are on your spiritual path, because that seems to be the crux of what you're going for. So is Hemant presently? Yeah, I get a big yes. So as long as what you're moving towards feels really good, keep doing it. Do more of it. Lean into it. But when it starts to feel off, then that's, you know, your soul is speaking up and tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, pay attention. We need to make a course correction here. So just be willing. You know, it's like when you're driving a car. Sometimes you have to make bigger course corrections than others. But our journey is always about making those corrections along the way.
With your permission, can I ask one more thing? So my wife is having anemia actually. Anemia, I mean low blood hemoglobin. Less blood like that. So in a formal way, less red blood cells actually, to say. So is that, so recently she's getting okay. So we have tried many medicines for that. But somehow Western medicine is not working. She's trying a naturopathic and natural Ayurvedic things like that. So many of her symptoms decreased, but something still need to be worked out. So she's having conceived.
Hemant, please ask the question about it rather than giving the background. We don't need the background because.
Do anything that I have to take care. I have to take care regarding her health. Any specific advice.
So
My wife
what
helped.
can you tell Hemant about his wife? Is the current treatment she's receiving the optimal? Yeah, I get a big yes. Just keep doing it. You've got to give it time to work, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very strong yes. So just keep doing that. You don't want to neglect it. You don't want to, try to think it away. You want to definitely use the third dimensional physical treatment for her. That's optimal right now.
What is the minimum time that she may heal?
Okay. So is it highly likely that Hemant's wife will be healed in less than a year? No, it's going to be a while. I'm getting like 5 years. This is a long healing process. Layers are being peeled away, Hemant.
I mean, conceiving, right now she's 36 actually. So conceiving, so when we can move about it for conceiving child? Is it right now or still we have to wait for some time?
Optimal time for Hemant's wife to consider having
Conceive.
a child.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the optimal time for the child? Not until after you take care of this health. I'm getting more than 5 years. So don't be in a hurry because you don't want to bring a baby into jeopardize her health and possibly the baby. So you want her to have that beautiful, strong foundation. She needs to heal first.
She's
So
right now 36. I'm approaching 39 actually.
it's okay. We've got a lady who comes here who's, I think, approaching 50 and is pregnant with twins right now. So don't let that stop you. In fact, you'll find if you go to my YouTube channel, I posted a video for somebody from last month who asked that question, am I too old to have a baby? So you might want to go and check that out because there was some really good guidance that came through on that one.
So you're mentioning 5 years we have to wait, or around 5 years.
That's just what I'm getting from your guides, that the optimal time is more than 5 years for the baby, and that the healing is going to be sometime within a 5-year period.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that was the alarm. I didn't do it. Okay. The next, let's see. The next question is from Marion. Marion, a boyfriend from grammar school recently came back in my life, and I am curious about why this happened.
We'll try to find you up here, Marion.
And I'm unsure if she's here because she said she had to leave early, but at least she...
Oh, all right. So we'll go ahead and answer for her. So I'm so excited for you, Marion, about the boyfriend. Let's just ask, is this rekindled lost love? Is this something that is highly likely going to evolve into a long-term relationship? Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of potential there, Marion. I'm feeling my heart chakra expanding, and it's very warm and fuzzy. So, oh, wow, just go enjoy the heck out of it. You don't have to make a permanent commitment if you don't want to. You go into it and just enjoy it day by day, because that's where you're at in your life, and that is perfect for you. So I'm very happy for you, Marion. Let me know how that turns out. Looking forward to pictures too.
Okay. Valenska asked if she could please go next, and I'm looking for her. Oh, here it is. Not sure. I wanted to share my... Hang on, she must be trying to unmute herself, but it's...
It says she's unmuted on my side here.
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I hear you.
Hi, how are you, Valenska?
Great, how are you?
Good, good. I wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for that prayer that you shared for my mother. It's been, yeah, it was really helpful. And I'm continuing to do it every 21 days. And it's slowly working, but definitely see a change. So I just wanted to give that gratitude and honor you for that. We're very, very grateful. My question today is mostly about my husband. It's been 2 years that he's actually had, you know, a good career situation, financial flow. And it just seems as soon as something is about to kick off, something else happens and there's a blockage again. And due to the corona, we've had to, I live in the city in New York, and due to the corona in our building, we had to leave because a lot of people were getting it, and he's having a hard time. We have to go back next week. Our lease here is up, and he's having a difficult time. He doesn't want to go back to the city. He's a very sensitive person, highly sensitive person, empath. So it's just a lot for him right now. And I know the last time you mentioned it wasn't a good time for us to move until like the fall. So I just wanted to see what's going on with his job situation. Is there a light soon about to come at the end of his tunnel? And the living situation as well.
Okay. So we'll
my job is still in New York.
Okay.
So it's important for me to be in the city, you know, until I transition out of there.
Gotcha. Okay. So for Leska's husband, what can you help us with in the financial situation with regard to a job? Is there a job in the near future, like less than 3 months for him? I'm getting a yes. Now, is it a job in the same field that he's been in? No, it's going to be something different, Valeska. This is calling on him to expand his perception of what he can do and what his value is. So instead of looking in that narrow field where he might have been looking, he's being asked, this is about his soul expansion, he's being asked to just look at a greater range of options. And it's feeling like in the short term, he might have to take something like totally unrelated that he wouldn't have considered before. But there's something about that path that's going to lead him to other things. You know how the guides will set up these synchronicities to cause other things to happen, like to lead us somewhere? That's what it's feeling like. It's almost like the feeling of a maze, like he's going to kind of try this and try that and work his way through the maze until he comes out the other side with the clarity. But knowing that while he's doing that, he is headed towards something. It's not for nothing that he's going through that experience. It's a growth that he's going through. Does that make sense?
I had muted her because of her feedback.
Yeah.
If you can unmute her. Which one was she, please?
I got her. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we did it together.
There we go. Yes. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it makes sense, but what he's focusing now is on starting up his own business, like starting like 2 different types of businesses in different avenues, and not going back to a 9 to 5. So he has these great ideas, and it looks like it's like, oh my God, it's about to happen, you know, and then the corona hit, you know? So it's like, and he just really he feels very trapped when he's working in that corporate experience. So that's why he's trying to create a business that helps other companies and, you know, become more green and more socially responsible and stuff like that, and holistic healing.
Let's just ask if that's an optimal choice for him before he goes too far down that road. So for Valeska's husband, is this helping companies to be more green? Is that the optimal? Oh, I get a big yes on that. So should he keep vigorously pursuing that right now? That one's yes, but it's like, don't push too hard. There's too much pushing, which causes resistance. You need to flow with it more. Know that that is the right path that he's moving on. So relax into it. Because when you relax, that allows more insights to come to you. Does that make sense for you, Valeska?
Yes, it does. It does.
That's where the blockage is. He's kind of feeling panicky, which is totally understandable.
Yeah, he's extremely panicky. And
and so it's like he's wearing blinders. He's not seeing all those opportunities that are coming to him. So if he meditates, I would recommend that highly. Lots of deep breathing and relaxing. His guides are holding him on each hand and leading him forward. They will show him inspired ideas to help him move his business forward, but he can't see it when he's in that clamped down, panicky state. So that's the big challenge for him right now, is to find that space. Just a little crack is all they need and they'll get it through. So being mindful of those you've got mail moments where the idea pops in out of nowhere, that's an inspired idea to follow up on. And they will lead him out of the darkness that way, step by step.
Okay, that makes, I've been trying to, thankfully he does meditate every day, but you know, it's as soon as he gets out of the meditation phase, it's like back to like, you know, blinders and extreme laser focus. So, okay, it's a challenge.
So here's the thing that I'm feeling. It's like, in the short term, he may have to do something else to make money while he's building that. That's the grand vision. That's what he's moving forward to. But it may take a little longer for it to get going. So in the meantime, be prepared to do something else just to bring in the money. And that will help him to relax, because if money's coming in, he can relax. And then in those moments, those inspirations will come in to help him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. And is there anything that comes in terms of, you know, our living situation? We agree to stay in the city at least until the end of until the fall. Mm-hmm. But it's just something that keeps like coming at him in terms of like, I know I'm not going to feel comfortable there, you know? So is it something that I'm missing? You know, should we just bite the bullet and go, even though we both don't have money coming in right now? We're basically living on our savings. Mm-hmm. Or should we just really calm the mind and like wait on till like the cloudiness? Okay, so let's disappears.
Just ask the optimal choice again. So is the optimal choice for Valeska and her husband to stay in the city in the short term? Yeah, in the short term. And what about long term? Should they stay until the fall? Is that optimal? Yeah, because what it's coming through, Valeska, is that there's so much confusion because of the virus that it's complicating everything. People are not thinking clearly. They're not making the best choices. So this is your time to keep a clear head, not do anything hasty that's going to put you in greater peril.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I feel.
Yeah, trust that, because you've got really good intuition. You knew that already.
Yeah. Okay. Now the challenge is like continue to help him calm and you know, and accept that idea and that you know, that decision. But this is very helpful, because I'm just like, am I reading is my intuition off? Like, because he keeps saying no, then my intuition keeps saying yes, you have to stay until the cloudiness lifts, you know? So it's very helpful, and thank you so much. That's very, very helpful. Thank you. And hopefully
stay relaxed.
Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully this week I'll email you separately so we can continue the second part of the Akashic reading that we did. So I appreciate your divine energies, archangels, Metroton, and all the divine angels. Thank you so much. Many blessings.
And to you too. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, who's next?
Adelina, and I'm unsure if she is still here.
I am. Hello.
Oh, excellent.
Hi.
So,
background.
Your questions. Yeah. Shall I ask your questions from the chat?
Okay. I can say them again. I'm trying to, this looks like a ghost in the background, so I'm trying to move. So yeah, I've got two questions, two topics. One of them looks like everyone else is job related and uncertainty around my job. And a few days ago, you know, so I work in corporate, and I always had this impression that I have, I don't know, a purpose, or, you know, I need to do something. And recently in the company that I work for, I found there's this initiative to review ethics before you technically implement any artificial intelligence in a project. And this is not a role, it's more like a voluntary activity. And I think, you know, in the team that I'm on now, I don't think we've met our financial targets, and I don't know if this is the right time to volunteer for something like that. So that's one question, if that's in my best interest. And, you know, again, with my job, I don't feel like it's the right fit. So if this is the optimal job right now, or if I should change.
Well, let's start with optimal job, because the team thing is connected to the job, right?
Yeah.
So is this the optimal job for Adelina presently? Yes. Okay. So what about this team project with artificial intelligence? Is that optimal for her to pursue? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though it's feeling a little clunky at times, or, you know, like kinky, it's like it's hard to work your way through it. That's what I'm feeling. You're still on the right track. So like everybody else, it's more relaxing into it and allowing your guides to give you that intuition to help you get through it in a smoother fashion.
Okay. And I guess a more specific question about the job. Will it still be an optimum thing in a year's time, or let's say 6 months? Let's start with 6 months.
So Adelina's job, is it optimal for up to 6 months? Yes. So do you want to ask for longer?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it optimal long term? Let's start with long term.
Yeah.
It's a good long term. And by long term, is that more than 5 years? Yeah.
Okay.
It's feeling very sturdy and stable, like really grounded.
Yeah. Yeah. I get the same impression that this is a job where I can learn, acquire experience, and then do the advisory on ethics as I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's useful. Thank you very much for confirming that. I also, as I was listening, I also pulled some tarot cards, and actually you're confirming what I am getting. So
awesome.
that's great.
Yeah.
And the second question, it's also quite specific. It's in the romantic department, and I met someone recently. His name is Ahmed, and I guess I'm curious if this is something good long-term, or if this is useful and helpful as I feel it is, but short-term.
Okay. So the relationship with Ahmed, is this highly likely to be a long-term, an optimal long-term relationship? Yeah, it feels very smooth.
Okay. It's strange. I'm getting mixed feelings about that. Maybe can I ask if is there anything else that I should know about this connection, because my intuition's a bit mixed signals on it, so I'm quite surprised that you've said.
Yes, you know what I'm feeling is that it's feeling too good to be true, and so you can't trust it. And they're saying it's so smooth, baby, just flow with it and enjoy it for as long as it lasts.
Okay, yeah. I guess
that anxiety that you're bringing to it, second guessing yourself, that actually is creating ripples. That's creating those choppy waves, right? Instead of the smooth waters that relationship represents. So just relax and enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you very much. And also, there's one thing I want to say to you. I remember the last time you held this session, you know, you made a comment about why are there so few people on this, and you were getting a message that the right people will come. And so now there are so many people on the call, and I'm just so glad to see the community growing. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything that you do.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, I feel that pressure, which Metatron keeps saying, relax, it's okay, whoever needs to come will come. But it's like, oh my gosh, I have a responsibility to get this message out there, so bring the people already. So I appreciate all of you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Be well.
And I think this is a good time to ask Melinda to please unmute yourself and show your smiling face, Melinda. And would you please read what you just wrote in here, because it's like halftime, and I think it's a great place to do a thank you, a gratitude to Deborah. Melinda?
Oh my gosh, I would love to. Thank you so much, Donna. So Deborah's been on my podcast twice, and we met through like a networking group, let's say, and she did a soul introduction reading for me a couple weeks ago. It is amazing. I'm going to read this, and anyone can always reach out to me if you're curious and you just want to talk to someone outside. You can always reach out to me. I'm very accessible. But words can't express how helpful, insightful, and amazing it was. I highly recommend. I had these questions in my head that were really kind of work related, and we just touched on it a little bit now. But you know, when you feel like stress and anxiety, and then you get like the answers that Deborah was able to bring forth, it just alleviates so much that you're like thinking about and stressed about, you have anxiety about, different challenges, even how you react and behave with people. There was just so much clarity that came in that reading, I mean, above and beyond. And every day, many times throughout the day, I draw upon what she told me in my reading. And it just helps. It just helps me get through my day. It helps me decide what to do. And I just really highly recommend it. So Deborah has many different options on her website. And I did the soul introduction, and it was just beautiful. And I'm just so grateful for you, Deborah. And she spent so much time with me too. She listened to all my questions, and yeah, it was just really nice. So thank you. And I just highly recommend for anyone else, if you're interested in doing something more, to do that, because it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Thank you, Melinda. It was a delight. It's always fun introducing people to their soul, because it's like, that's who I am. It's so marvelous. Yeah. Thank you.
And I didn't know what to expect. So I want people to know that too. I just went into this with like an open mind and adventurous mind of like, okay, like I have no idea what's going to go on here. And so just know that, like, you don't have to feel like you're really savvy or an expert in this whole realm. I truly didn't know what to expect, and it was so enlightening. So it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. Our next
suggestion.
Yes. Excuse me. The next person is Sophie with a P. And she is still here. I will unmute her. Her question is similar to Rachel's. I want to know how to remove blocks to starting my healing retreat business and getting clients. I also feel like the same way about my weight loss journey. In both situations, I have problems following through. I also would like to know if I will be in a committed romantic relationship before August. So we have 3 questions there, but I think they're probably connected.
Okay, so Sophia?
Yes?
Start with the first one. Remind me again, because that was a lot to absorb.
Yes. Okay, so I am currently working in a corporate job. But I have a lot. I know that I'm supposed to be a healer, and I love to travel. So I wanted to be able to put those 2 things together, to do mind-body healing as well as take people on retreat. So I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and it's just a want. And I've taken some action, but it seems like every time I start taking good action, I still don't end up with clients, and then I get discouraged, and then I stop. And so I really want to know if I'm supposed to work through myself and just do that. Number one.
All right, let's start with number one, because I'm going to forget if you keep going. So
yeah,
for Sophia, is it the optimal choice to pursue this healing business? Oh yeah. So what's happening is you get started and then you second guess yourself because it's new and you're blazing new trails and you're unsure. But just know, Sophia, if you are drawn, if you're inspired to do this, that's your soul talking. Listen to your soul. Put the ego aside. You know, tell ego to take a seat, because soul has got a purpose here. You want to expand into that healing business. And in the beginning, most businesses take a little while to get going. So you do have to give it the time. Now that might look like doing another job at the same time, might look like doing it as a side hustle just to get it going. And that provides you, you know, that security while you're building the business. But when you're feeling this and you're inspired to do this work, don't let anything stop you. Keep moving forwards with it. And just know that the way you conceive it today might change tomorrow, because you're going to be following those inspired ideas, and the business might end up morphing into something slightly different than what you thought it would be in the beginning. And that's fine. Go with that. Allow it to expand.
Okay. Okay. Because it does make sense. It's just, I know, well, I just have an issue with follow through. I take some action, but then I don't follow it all the way through.
Yes.
Or I get this really amazing idea, and it's like, wow, that's such a great idea. And then I don't do anything with it.
Yeah, well, that's the squirrel syndrome, right? You keep getting distracted by the next bright, shiny object. So it's about developing some discipline. Figure out what your goals are. What do you really want to do? Because if you really want to do this, you're not going to let all those things distract you. You're going to keep moving towards it. You probably are going to need to keep a journal to keep track of all these things. And maybe each day you review what your goals are and you look to see how you're going to move towards them. That might help you not to get so distracted.
Okay. Okay. So then the next, well, I guess 1 and 2 might be the same, because I just feel like there's always a block. So I could be my own block, but is there something blocking me on my weight loss journey? Is there a block? Is there a mental block? Is there an emotional block that I'm just not seeing? Something in my shadow I am not seeing that's blocking me from achieving my optimal health?
Mm-hmm. So for Sophia, can you tell her, is there a block? And what is that all about? I'm hearing something about drama. It's almost like secretly you're enjoying the drama of this whole situation. And as long as you stay in this swirling confusion of, am I blocked? Is it physical? Is it emotional? What is it? You're not getting clarity because you're dancing with all of that drama. So it's stepping out of that swirl, spending some time in introspection, quieting yourself, letting your soul speak, because it's trying to speak, but you're not hearing it through all the chatter of the drama and the ego. Does that make sense?
I will sit with that.
You know, in my book, there's a section where I talk about having a powwow with soul, higher self, and ego, because my guide said to me, you know, ego is not your enemy. You really need to make friends. So we sat down, the 3 of us, and had a powwow, and we worked things out. And life has been ever so much better since then, because ego was complaining that she was getting pushed around and told what to do, and she didn't like not having to say. So we came to a compromise and explained to ego that, hey, if you will go along and trust that some of these things soul wants to do will actually be fun and exciting, and you'll have a good time, then we can all work together more smoothly, and we will listen to you and we will consider your feelings. And it was almost like that's all ego needed to hear, to take a step back and say, okay, as long as you're listening to me, I'm good. It made a huge difference. So I highly recommend trying that.
Okay, I will definitely try that, because yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, because I'm really feeling like once I actually do my business, that it's gonna, not only is it gonna help a lot of people, but it's also gonna be pretty lucrative. I feel that.
Yes. So don't let all that confusion stop you. Go to your solar plexus where you've got that built-in compass and feel your way through all of your choices. Make sure you always choose the very best, most delicious, because that's your soul.
Okay. And so the last question is around committed romantic relationship. I'm not seeing anyone right now. So the real question is, am I going to meet somebody in the next few months, and will it be the person who I, get to spend a good deal of time with?
Okay. So is there the prospect of a long-term relationship in the next 6 months for Sophia? So to meet the person in 6 months?
No, to meet them prior. Like, now would be nice.
Yeah, but they're saying it's
But to really,
something within the next 6 months that you're going to cross paths with this person. So you're going to meet sometime in that period. Could be 2 months, but they're just saying, because here's the thing. They've got everything lined up for you to cross paths with this person. They know that's what you want, and they're helping you move towards it. But guess what? They've got all these things lined up perfectly, and then you make a different choice, takes you off track. Now they got to scurry and rearrange and create new synchronicities to bring you together again. So it's really dependent upon the choices you make. In the meantime, are you going to defeat your guides and what they've set up for you? Or are you going to, go with what feels right? Because when you're choosing the very best, most delicious all the time, you are on your path, and then your guides are lining things up easier for you. Does that make sense?
it does. It really does.
We do that to them all the time. They make the best judgments they can with the information they have, but you or somebody else makes a different choice and screws it up, and then they've got to scramble and fix it. That's why we have a legion who take care of us, because we need that many to manage all the working parts.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay, next from Mona. My cat died a month ago, and I was wondering if maybe you can bring me a message from her, as I really miss her.
Okay. And Mona, what is your cat's name?
Let's see if she'll unmute us.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Bebe is her name.
Say that again?
Bebe.
Baby? Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you bring Mona a message from her cat, Baby? Oh, I'm hearing very loud purring, and I'm feeling that soft face rubbing up against your cheek. Very gently. And she wants you to know that she does that with you at night. She comes to you at night to comfort you and just to be near you. I see her sleeping next to you in spirit, right? And she will do that for as long as you need her to do that. So you could even, let's say you visualize that she's there and you reach out and stroke her. Do that, right? It's kind of like a daydream, and you might feel silly doing it, but it actually will make you feel better. I did this years ago when we lost our beloved dog. He would come and stand beside the bed at night, and I would reach out and put my hand on him, and oh my gosh, it was so healing and it felt so wonderful. So I highly recommend doing that, even if you feel silly doing it, but it's for you. It will help you a lot.
Thanks so much. The problem is that I haven't seen any afterlife signs, and this is why I'm so troubled. I'm wondering why you can't I hear her. Maybe I'm silly.
I think you're trying too hard, and you're expecting it to be more than it really is. It's very subtle, right? So just picture it in your mind like you're dreaming it, and pretend it's real, and it will be. That's the secret. Because when you expect it to be something bigger than that or more tangible than that, you're pushing away what it really is. So just make it up in your mind what it is and believe that it's there, because she is there. I see her there with you. She hasn't left you yet. She will be with you as long as you need her to be there.
Thank you. I really needed this.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Next, Judith. Her question is regarding vivid, strange dreams. It's a multiple questions. So why don't you deal with that one first rather than me giving you all the questions at once?
Hello, you hear me?
Hi, what's your question?
Yes. I have one question regarding my dreams. I'm having really strange, very vivid dreams for quite a long time now. But recently, in the past, like 4 or 5 days, I had every night something really strange. So in one dream, I was flying, and I was flying over a sea. And on the right side, I saw a small island, and the voice was telling me it's Alcatraz, which was very strange. And the voice said a lot of people drowned here. So, and then another dream, I saw like the sky almost open. There was like this swirling, like really big, like wind. The sky opened. There was a big hole in the sky, and then the voice was saying something like, "This is the cosmic government," or something like that. Very strange. And then in another dream, I was closed in a building on the top floor on a long corridor, and I knew I had like very special abilities, and that's why I was closed there. And I could see, I wanted to open the door, I could see through the door, and I saw from the other side that the door handle was like burning hot, so red. I opened the window and then I jumped out. Very weird. And then in another dream, also like it just happened yesterday, I was locked in a car, like on the back seat of a car, abandoned somewhere on a street. And I tried to open kick off the door with my legs. And in this one dream, I was really frightened. In the other dreams, I was like very confident, comfortable, knowing nothing can happen to me, and I was really okay. But in this last dream, I was scared. So I woke up, my heart was really, pounding. So what is this? Okay. Why am I having these dreams? And I also had another dream like a few weeks ago.
Let's stop with that, Judith.
Yes.
Let's start with that first and see where it goes, okay?
Yes.
So what I'm getting is these are past life memories that are coming to you. And the one with the car and the door that you woke up so afraid, that's feeling like it was a death memory. And that's why it caused so much fear, right? Because it brought you back into that energy of that death. So these past life memories are coming to you. Are you writing them down when you get them?
Yes.
Okay, you need to write them down in as much detail as you can. And then give it a little while, and then I want you to go back and review your journal. See if you can find the connecting lines between these memories, because they're coming for a reason. There's a bigger message. It's to reconnect you with something. So if you review all of them together, you probably will be able to see like puzzle pieces where they fit together, and you'll get that bigger message. So it's coming, and it's coming quickly. So don't be afraid. Just flow with it. Allow it to come. You wouldn't be getting this if you weren't ready to get it and do something about it.
Okay. And my other question was that how can I enhance my intuition? How can I make it more like dominant, so that I can really, when I have a question, I can really get some answer to my question. I feel many times that there is something happening around me, or not just around me, but in general, like everywhere in the world, and I need to know, and that I need to do something, which is really strange.
Well, that's a feeling that a lot of us get, that we're responsible because we've got these gifts and we've got to go out and heal the world. But truly, Creator says you come here and you have this expansive experience and you have a heck of a good time. That's all you have to do. That's your responsibility. You can choose to help other people, but don't let that take you off of your path. So right now you're wanting that deeper connection. You're getting it. It's coming in your dreams. That's the crack of least resistance for you right now. So keep recording it. I would recommend you do regular meditation and go into it with no expectations. Just be relaxed, open to receive whatever they want to share with you. It takes practice to be able to get it to come on demand as we're doing right now. It took me a long time to be able to do this. It's a level of trust that you have to build, that what you're getting is real, that you're not making it up. And that only comes after you've done it for a while and you've gotten enough validation that proves to you that, yeah, I'm not making this stuff, even if it sounds crazy, it's coming from a divine place and I can trust it and I can share it. So that's only going to happen with practice. But just relax. Err on the side of believing that it is your guides rather than it's your ego telling you you're making it up, because that's the big part. That ego keeps whispering to you, you're making that up, you're crazy. Don't listen to that voice. Put that voice aside. Trust what you're getting, because you're getting some really phenomenal stuff. And it's for a grander purpose that hasn't yet revealed itself. Yes. You putting these puzzle pieces together, when you've got enough of them, you're going to see the big picture. It's going to make more sense to you then. You're not
So what can I do to like enhance my intuition? Is it meditation?
Yes. Meditation is the door that gets you there. So go into that state, just do it regularly. That's important. And record everything you get.
Okay.
It's a muscle. You got to build it.
Yes. The last thing, if you can just ask my guides, what is it that they want to tell me, or like now?
Is there anything specific you want to share with Judith right now? I'm feeling this big belly laugh, like guffaw. They want you to lighten up, Judith. You're too tense. You're worried too much. Lighten up and laugh, because when you do that, your energy will shift and you will be more connected. You will get the messages. That's where you're needing some improvement.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next is Nancy. Good, she's still here. What can you tell me about my soul purpose? Will I have a successful career advancement, and do you see any health issues? Do you see any health problems? So what can you tell me? This is Nancy. What can you tell me about my soul purpose in relationship to career and health?
Okay, so are there any health problems that Nancy should be cognizant of right now? That's kind of a swirling in between. It's an uncertainty. So is that what you're feeling, Nancy? A lot of uncertainty around your health?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so, I've always been very healthy. I'm having, I don't know if it's like dietary, I'm not tolerating like milk and dairy like I used to. So I don't know if it's the beginning of something that's happening, or if I'm getting older and my body's just not tolerating foods that I used to eat.
Okay. So this digestive issue with Nancy, is this something that she needs to seek medical attention for? Yeah, you need to go get it checked out. Not just because of what's going on, but also for your peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's feeling like, so you are changing. Everybody's changing. The food we eat is changing. So you might need to go through a period of time where you eliminate certain foods to figure out what the negatives are. And, you know.
Yeah, no, we've been doing that, trying to figure out what my body's responding to and what it's not responding to. So I haven't really, found that answer yet. In checking it out with my physician, they kind of said, right now, let's keep a diary. Let's see how you feel when you eat X or Y or Z and how it's changing. But I haven't quite found that answer yet.
Yeah.
So I'll keep on top of that.
You're on the right track is what they want you to know.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's you being detective, right?
Yes, and basically.
The authority in your life, you're taking authority over this and you're going to fix it.
Good. I've never quite asked, what my what my soul purpose is. Am I on my optimal soul purpose path?
If you feel that what you're doing is something you would do for free because you love it so much, that's how you know you're on your purpose. Yeah, it's all about how you feel about it.
Yes, and I feel very good about it. So thank you for confirming that. Will I have a successful career advancement?
Okay. Is there a successful career advancement on the horizon for Nancy? Yeah. So can you tell us a time frame? I'm getting like 3 to 6 months. Does that help?
Okay. Well, that was 3 to 6 months. Unless something turns up, the career advancement ultimately is as an assistant principal. I'm a teacher. So I don't know, with everything that's going on with our schools, I don't know if anything's going to pop in 3 to 6 months, but I'm kind of on the fence. Do I love what I'm doing? Do I stay in my classroom, or do I go after this?
Okay, so that's the real question. We got to get to the real question.
Oh.
So is it optimal for Nancy to stay where she's at? That's kind of a big maybe. Is it optimal, Nancy? Are you enjoying it? Do you want to stay there? Because, you know, they won't tell you what to do.
Right. No, I absolutely love teaching. My background is also in business administration. I would love being a principal. So my concern is kind of, you know, like my age.
Let's ask it a different way. Is it highly likely that an opportunity is on the horizon for Nancy to be a principal? Yeah, it exists. It's there. It's waiting for you. Of course, when we ask about the future, it's not written yet. So it does depend on choices made between now and then. Right now, things are in alignment for that to happen for you.
Okay, that's excellent.
And from your soul perspective, it's an optimal choice. That's important to know.
It is. As I'm sitting here, you know, and as I was sitting here waiting, I can feel my guides and I can hear my guides. And I keep hearing, and I'm sitting here laughing because I keep hearing books, you know, the books. Now I have to share. I'm a regular ed and special ed teacher. I am a reading specialist. I'm around books all the time. I teach. I don't know if they're throwing books at me because it's just my job, you know, and that's what I love. Or am I writing a book?
Well, I think you know the answer to that because you do it all the time. Why would they be throwing it at you? But let's just ask. Is it an optimal choice for Nancy to write a book? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's so insistent, because your ego is saying, oh, but you're already doing books and it can't mean anything more than that. And soul is saying, come on, Nancy, we got a book to write. People want to hear a message. So let's get doing it already.
Okay. That's all right. All righty.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone so much. And Debbie, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. It's wonderful.
Yes, thank you. But Deborah, always, never Debbie, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Deborah.
You're welcome.
I do appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.
And next up is Wendy, and who I want to applaud for a short question. I love you, darling. Am I on the right path for my soul growth? And she is still here, so I will unmute her.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm good. It's so excited to see you. So yes, I will keep it short so others can have a chance. It's important to me. So I've been working for the last 5 years on so many different things. There's been lots of changes, lots of evolving, lots of classes. And I'm like, what? I feel stuck. I almost want to kind of sometimes chuck it in the bucket. I'm like, what is next? So self-esteem, I'm always hearing about self-love, and I'm working on that. I mean, can you give me some guidance on my next, am I in the right direction? Am I doing it right?
Okay, first thing, I want you to, if Melinda is still here, if she would put the link to the podcast we did, where we did the meditation, where you are an infant being held in the arms of God. I want you to do that meditation.
Okay.
Wendy, it will rock your soul. There you are as a baby, looking into the eyes of your creator, seeing your life reflected. Oh, it's just an astonishing meditation. So that will help with the self-esteem, because there is God just infusing all of this love into you. And how can you ever doubt how amazing and important you are when you have that experience? So that's your foundation. You need to work on that foundation. And then from that space, now you've got more confidence, because you know that you are on the right path and you are doing what feeds your soul and you are worthy. And that's just that little piece that was missing. That doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't going to morph, because as souls, we're always expanding. And it may be that you've reached the pinnacle of what you've been doing and your soul is just urging you on. Let's take it up a notch, Wendy. What can we do that's more exciting? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. Hi, and thank you so very much for all that you do. I'm glad I got up early enough to catch this. Thank you.
I'm glad you were here.
Oh, good. Melinda put the link in the chat. If everyone will just copy that. And if you would like, I'll be sure that we have a, I'll download these questions, and if you want to share them, or if you want to put the link somehow. How else would you put the link, Deborah?
Oh, I'll email it to them again.
Okay, great. Okay, so the next person up.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you, Melinda. I'm so glad we're having your support system here. She and I are working as your technical support.
Thank you. I so appreciate it.
So Damon, welcome to the group. New here. Sister Danielle had given the link. Always been into psychic and the paranormal. Used to see a psychic on regular. The question is, I'm chuckling because I'm going, this is my question. I often feel tense and feel like I cannot let the tension go. This has an impact on my ability to express myself freely, especially in an interview. So the question is, I'm paraphrasing the question, how to let the tension go.
Okay. So does it happen with every single one, Damon?
Yeah, like when I go to interviews, I have a tendency to be very nervous, but it's so bad that sometimes my mind draws a blank and I'll get stuck. And so it's like my wife's always saying, it's your confidence. And it probably is a little bit about confidence, but ever since I've retired from the military, I found it difficult to find a job. And after I met my wife, my life seemed to be going a lot more smooth. It's like I feel like I'm on the right path. And right now I'm just going to school and I'm going to be graduating in about a year. So I'm just wondering if that tension's still going to be there for the interviews, basically. It's just, it's like whenever I meet somebody new, I'm like kind of defensive. My wife's always saying you're defensive. But so it's like, I feel like I'm always uptight.
Yeah. Well, that's what the military did to you, right? So have you ever been exposed to EFT?
EFT?
EFT, yeah. Tapping.
No.
Okay. So I'll send Danielle some information on tapping for you. But tapping is a wonderful tool that's helped a lot of veterans, especially who have some PTSD, who have that, those old patterns running. Very simply, one thing you could do is you could just take your fist and you could tap right underneath your collarbone and just take some deep breaths. And what's really great about that, and both sides, of course, is that you can do that if you're starting to feel tense before you go in, taking those deep breaths, tapping and relaxing, which will help you to get in the door. And then you could tap on your karate chop point while you're sitting there in the interview and doing some deep breathing, and that will help you stay relaxed. They won't even notice. So those are some tools that you can use. But let's just ask your guides what they have to share with you about this tension that you're feeling, if there's anything else that you need to know, okay? So is there anything you can share with Damon about this tension he feels, this fear and tension when he goes into an interview? Yeah, I'm feeling lots of swirling and churning. Oh, like that gut churning that makes you want to throw up. That's what I'm feeling. And know that that is just your ego who is trying to keep you safe because you've been through some unsafe situations. And there's fear there, and that's normal. So don't make the fear the enemy. Instead, try to find a way to walk in parallel with it. I don't know why they're saying this. It makes no sense to me, Damon. Hopefully it makes sense to you. But walking in parallel with it so it's not upsetting you so much. And that will lead you down a path where eventually the fear will just fade away. That's what I'm seeing. So it's a process you're going to go through. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take discipline and practice on your part, and definitely do the tapping, because there are other points on your body. And I'll send that to Danielle so that she can share that with you. And what it's feeling like to me is that if you do this ahead of time, you're going to go in there in a much more confident place to begin with. So that's going to set the tone for the interview. And then it's just being you, because you are perfect as you are. You have nothing to apologize for. It's just you going in being that authentic Damon and sharing that with the other person. And that's all you have to do.
Okay.
Because ego's trying to tell you that there's more, that you're not enough and you need to have more. You don't measure up. And that's just a lie. That's to keep you
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always striving to be like how my mom was. Because I always looked up to her and how strong she was and where she was in her life. And then my grandparents, where they were, I wanted to, be at that point. And I feel like I'm at that point. But I'm also like, I don't know, maybe because I'm a Taurus, so I'm a little materialistic, so like my house and my wife and my kids are the most important things to me. Not necessarily in that order, but it's just, I don't know how to express it, but.
That's perfect. And I'm glad you shared that, Damon, because here's the thing that comes through. You're comparing yourself to other people. You are a unique blueprint of a soul. Nobody else is like you. You can't compare yourself to others because you're not like them. You are you, and you need to be you. If you're trying to be somebody else, then you are not bringing your authentic self, and that's where that lack of confidence comes from. When you fully embody you, the soul, Damon, stop thinking of yourself as that ego. You are the soul, Damon. That's your true self. When you bring that forth, that's a winning combination. You don't have to apologize to anybody, and you deserve the very best.
Okay, so thank you. So basically walk in parallel with the fear.
Until it recedes, and it will.
I'll have to
because it's like,
into that.
They're showing me like you're colliding with the fear. It's like a big car accident, right? So instead of colliding with it, you can't shove it away. You have to go through the process of it, of releasing it. So until you're ready to release it, just go in parallel with it so you're not having the crash.
Sounds like go with the flow.
Always, yeah.
Okay. I do have one small question, because somebody said that they did a soul intro with you. How does you go about doing that?
You go to my website, akashaunleashed.com, go to the readings page, and you'll find the soul introduction.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. What I'm going to do is there's some questions people have left. We're going to leave those till the end so you can answer them.
Okay.
The people that are here, I'm going to go to Narissa, and I will unmute Narissa. And the question is, how do my guardian angels prefer to receive my requests of them? Any requests from them, and were any of them physically with me? So how do my guardian angels prefer to ask them questions?
How do they prefer that I ask them questions? I understand talking out loud is the best way, but there might be something else. Also, if they have any requests of me, and then I'm also curious if any of them have ever shared this lifetime with me. In other words, do I know any of them?
Okay. So for Narissa, is there an optimal way to communicate with you? They're saying, golly gee, Narissa, we don't care, just call. It's when you don't call that you got the problem. You can say it out loud, you can think it, you can do it in meditation. They don't care. They're just so happy when you call.
Okay, awesome.
And the golly gee was to lighten you up. And don't be so serious about it. You know, they're your pals, your buddies. They're there to help you.
Nice, nice. Do they have any requests of me?
Okay. Do you have any requests? And they're saying, no, honey, it doesn't work that way. We serve you. What do you want? You let us know.
Aw. Did I know any of them in this life?
Are any of Narissa's angels souls that she knew in this lifetime? No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, they're from a different plane.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Narissa. Now we're going to Alice. Let me unmute Alice and I will read the question.
Okay.
Hi, here I am.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Deborah. So, I'm so glad I made it on this call. Your answers to everybody, each one has helped me in a different way. So thank you.
I'm so glad. Isn't it magical the way they do that? It just blows my mind.
Totally.
So her question is now the time to finally write and publish the workbook I have held in my heart and on scratch paper for 30 years? That's the first question.
Okay. So for Alice, is now the optimal time to publish, to write and publish her workbook? Oh yeah. It's like, seriously, Alice? Ask that question. It's so past time.
Past time, okay.
Get to it already. And that's not a criticism, Alice. They just want you to know that, yeah, I mean, you didn't have to wait this long. So now that you're ready, do it. Don't let anything stop you.
And the second question is, will my husband be sooner rather than later? Will my husband sooner rather than later be financially successful in our essential oil business? And is that the optimal choice for him/us?
Okay. So is the essential oil business the optimal choice for Alice's husband and herself? Yeah. Okay. And does it, I have to think about the best way to ask this question, Alice. Is it highly probable that this business will be successful as they desire? Yeah. And so can you give a time frame when they might see some sign of that success? You're going to start seeing it picking up speed within the next 6 months, and then it's going to accelerate after that. It's almost like it's simmering right now. I feel that bubbly simmering energy. It's not ready to boil, but it's close. So it's going to take off in a wild boil soon. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what else is coming? In times of pandemic, haven't people always used things like essential oils?
Yes, they're very, very helpful. We're using so many each day. Yes.
Yeah, so you're poised for that success. Yeah, and it's a wonderful service you'll be bringing.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had forgotten to ask about my right leg and my weight, which they might be related because my activity's been so reduced because of issues with my leg, so that I've gotten, I'm pretty obese right now, and I would like that to change. but I think maybe I'd like to have a perspective if what I'm doing with my leg is enough and what more I should do so I can get moving.
Okay. So in regards to weight and her leg, is what Alice is doing presently the optimal choice? It's feeling like, yes, it's good, but there's more that you can be doing. There's something more. If you can step it up to that something more.
Okay, is that like getting an x-ray and seeing what that would, is that the right direction?
Okay, so is an x-ray? Oh, big yes on that. Yeah, because you have to know what you're dealing with.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
My joy.
Okay. Next is Colin, and I unmuted Colin. The question is, there's two. Should I apply for the job recommendation that my mother sent me by way of email?
Okay. So for Colin, the job his mother sent by email, is that an optimal choice right now? Big yes on that, Colin. Make haste. I'm getting, don't wait on this. You're going to miss the opportunity if you don't go fast.
And the other question is, what do my spirit guides want to share with me at this time?
Okay. So what message do you have for Colin today? Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Colin, you're not having enough fun. They want you to get out there, move your body, express you, be joyful. Does that make sense? You're unmuted, Colin, if you want to respond.
Oh, no, Mike. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, awesome. All right. Thanks, Colin. I want to hear about your dancing.
Okay, next one is, let me see if Sylvia is still here just a moment. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Okay, so we're going to go back to the people who have left. We have some good questions. Okay. From Sarah. First time here. Her sister Martha had recommended it. She is 67 and just had been informed because of the COVID about her lifetime job is in question. She's been struggling with finances for the last 4 years due to cancer diagnosis. I don't know if the offer they're making me is just to avoid me filing an unemployment claim. I just don't know what to do. What is best to do in relationship to my job?
So it was Sarah?
Sarah, S-A-R.
So for Sarah, is the optimal choice to take this offer she's being offered at work? Is that an optimal choice? Yes, Sarah. Yeah. Because with the health issues that are going on right now, this is a way out for you, but not, they're saying no out, not out. That's not quite the right word. It's more like a way through to the next, whatever it is that your soul has intended. It's taking you out of a situation that's not optimal anyway, allowing you to work on your healing. It's like the feeling is, Sarah, like you need that lull, you need that space for the self-care and healing before you move on to the next thing. So it's actually an opportunity for you. I hope that makes sense.
Excellent. The last question we have is from Sylvia, and I love this because we're 3 minutes left and this is perfect time. Sylvia says, I have a lot of fear and trust issues. Is this something that I have inherited from grandparents and parents, and how can I release this to live my fullest life? Her name is Sylvia, S-Y-L-V-I-A.
So for Sylvia, who's feeling all this fear, is this connected to her ancestors? I get a yes on that, Sylvia, but they're also saying it doesn't have to be that way, Sylvia. You're choosing to take that on because somewhere in your early programming, You got that that was your responsibility, and it's not. You're carrying somebody else's load. It's not yours to carry. Let it go. And I'm feeling this weight being lifted off of your shoulders. So just give yourself permission to drop that load. Your purpose here is to take care of Sylvia, because the thing about it is, just like on the airplane, you put the mask on you first so you survive and you can help other people. You can't help anybody else if you're dead. So it's always take care of you first. In the doing of that, you fill yourself up to your vessel is overflowing, right? And it's in that overflow that you're able to help other people. It's never about depleting you. It's only giving the overflow, right? So this is a time for you, Sylvia, of really digging in, doing that self-care, tapping into the understanding of your importance, because you are very important in the grand scheme of this tapestry of life that we're living. So this is your opportunity to step up, take care of Sylvia, and allow the rest to unfold. So I hope that helps.
That's perfect. And I'd like to ask the people who are still here, if you'll be so kind as to put in the chat what your takeaway has been from today. It's really important for Deborah to have that. It helps us to, anytime we're doing something, it helps us to know what's really working, we might do differently. And I'd like to also say that I love being a moderator, and I want to thank you for that opportunity. In fact, someone called me a motivational moderator, so.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I so appreciate you stepping up and volunteering.
So is there anybody else that has anything else to say? If you want to right now, since we're at the end, hearing readings for others is helpful to me as well. Narisa said, and that's always been wonderful for me. I know that when I am in coaching, it helps when it's like you're a fly on the wall and you learn more by listening.
Yeah, always. Because they're so marvelous at just weaving these beautiful answers that, because it's universal truth, it applies to so many people.
And Debbie in Minnesota has raised her hand, and I will unmute her if that's.
Hey, Debbie.
Hello. Oh, the dogs are saying hello too, I guess. Let me step outside.
Okay.
I might tear up. I wanted to thank you for last month, because since then I've been, what do I call it? I'm sitting on the mound where 3 of my horses were buried. And as I sit there, my horses and those that have passed from my life across the Rainbow Bridge have been coming through with the most amazing memories and stories. And I have been using my phone to handwrite them down as they come to me. And it's been inspiring and maybe even life-changing. So thank you.
Oh my God, Debbie, you're going to get me crying. So that's what you're supposed to be writing, those stories.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. The big plane just flew over my head.
So that's what you're supposed to be writing. Last month we talked about you need to be writing.
Yeah, we did.
Write those stories.
Yeah, and they're coming to me just, it's like they're downloading.
Yes, that's the way it works. When you open that channel, it's going to keep flowing.
Yeah, it's been
out of your block. That's so beautiful.
So thank you. I just thought if there was time, I would share that before the end.
Thank you.
And there's one last hand raise here, Alice. And thank you, Debbie, for sharing that, because that was beautiful. And I'm going to unmute Alice.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi,
so
Alice.
this is like, I guess, terminology questions. So in the soul introduction, the God spark, is that your guide's terminology for the soul?
Well,
it's what's the God
necessarily
spark?
guides. That was downloaded with this particular soul introduction reading. That's just one of the things we check for. So the God spark, it's like this umbilical cord, an energetic umbilical cord that connects us to divine. We all have one. It's from our heart chakra to divine. So we're connected all the time, right? But when we live this third dimensional life, trauma and all kinds of stuff happens that erodes that God spark. So it interferes with our pure connection to divine. So one of the things we do in the soul introduction, in that clearing process, you healed and reestablished your God spark.
Okay. And then, and similarly, the golden web, that's like in some sense an encasement for the soul, or
no, it's
part
not
of the structure?
Because that would feel like trapped, right? It's like this giant web or net that's outside of our energy body. And so it's there. It does have some protective measure to it, but it's also an indicator. It's like taking your temperature. I think that's the best analogy. So when we have a severe trauma, we can get an injury at one of our chakras, which will show up as a hole or a tear in the golden web. So in the reading, we're looking, where are the tears, if there are any, and then what happened? How did you get this damage? And then once we get the story behind it, and usually it's karmic, then you can do that healing process that you went through.
Okay. And then when you were talking about calling in color from the creator, you just said particularly golden energy, and I'm curious about all the other colors of energy.
Oh, it's whatever you see. You know,
okay.
That's partly our preconceived notions too, because to me, divine is sparkling, glistening white, and sometimes gold mixed in with it. That's just my perception of it. Yours can be totally different. You could get blue. So that doesn't matter. Don't get attached to that kind of thing. In fact, when you go into that meditation and you're doing that connection, let go of all those preconceived notions, because that will allow your guides to bring you a more expansive message.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Great questions, Alice.
So one last comment here from Sophia, and I love this because she said it's the first time on the call, very helpful. And she said, I just thought of a question and someone else asked it. So it's pretty amazing, and it's a factual that does happen. So Deborah, what would you like to say as you close this out and give people a mission for the next month?
That's a great question, Donna. So for the next month, because we do have this pandemic going on and life is more challenging, I just encourage you all, as Metatron talked to us a few months ago about, to take those mini meditative moments. So maybe 3 or 4 times a day, just pause for 2 to 5 minutes, do some deep breathing and connect with your guides, because in that moment, you're making the space for them to download any messages they have for you. Whatever you get, be sure that you write it down to save it, because over time, you might just find that there was a whole collection of messages that were building to a greater message. So give yourself that gift. That will help you to get through these challenging times. Know that we are coming out the other side. Normal is not going to look like it did before, and that's okay. We needed to change. This is all about purging. This is about stepping into an evolution of humanity, a new way of being, a more empowered way of being, letting go of the bigotry and hatred that has acted like a wet blanket, weighing us down and suppressing our love and our souls for so long. So don't fear it, embrace it. It's really quite beautiful. And if you put that fear aside and you embrace it and you step into that joyous, buoyant energy that our guides keep talking about we need to have, like the zippity doo-dah that came earlier, step into more of that energy, because it will shift you, it will shift those around you, and it will bring more wonderful, uplifting experiences into your life. So don't dance with darkness when those dark thoughts come. Just like you would on your device, swipe, replace the dark thought with something light, happy, a good memory. Be disciplined about that, because when you do that, you attract more of that to you as opposed to the darkness. because we've probably all experienced when you start dancing with darkness, you go down, down, down. It'll drag you all the way to the pits. It'll destroy you. So don't let it get a foothold. Address it immediately as soon as you become aware of it. Swipe it away. And it'll come back again. That's okay. Swipe it again. Keep doing it, because what will happen for you over time, those dark thoughts will come less often because you've developed the discipline of not allowing them to dance in your psyche. And that is just a wonderful gift to yourself, because I used to do this. I tormented myself with all these dark thoughts, and it can really take you in bad places. And then one day I had this epiphany. Wow, that's self-torture. And why would any sane, rational person do that to themselves? So self-torture is off the table now. If we all start to see it as it truly is, self-torture, and don't allow it to take hold, then we've got more space for the lightness. And that's Sapphire having a nice long drink, so apologies for that. I don't know what just happened. My screen just shifted. That was strange.
And so did mine. It was very odd.
There it is. It's back. That's, maybe it was I don't know, maybe that was just such a powerful expression of intention that it wavered our signal or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's back. Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I have to share something else with you before we go, because we're 10 minutes over. But this opportunity to help, I want to let you know, for the last 2 hours, my left shoulder pain from the surgery did not exist.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
It was being, and all of a sudden I went, wow, I had no thought. And I believe that when we're dealing with pain and hurt, if we find something that we enjoy doing and we do that, we distract our mind from focusing on that. So thank you so much for that opportunity.
For sure. But it's also our collective energy as we come together. We're downloading here divine love and light, which is expanding out to all of us in this energy bubble. So healing happens when we gather together like this. And it's just always so amazing, which is why I love doing these calls. So Donna, do you have a question?
Do I have a question? What would be my question?
As it's 1:11. Yeah.
1:11. Mm-hmm. The angel. So my question is, what is my next best step forward with my launch?
Okay. So for Donna, what is the next optimal step forward for her launch? I'm hearing firecrackers going off and balloons are going up, and there's this big celebration, because it's like, okay, I'm going to say this because, oh my God, Donna, it's about time.
I was going to do it last week, but then the shoulder surgery came up. It wasn't my fault. It was like the universe said, no, it's not time yet.
It's a blip. Don't let it stop you. Because I'm seeing, like green lights, full steam ahead. Go do it. Because it's become a block in itself. By hanging there on the precipice, and I'm seeing you holding on to it over a cliff, you're holding it and it's like starting to lean. You've got to move forward with it, or it's going to take you over that cliff. It's really blocking you severely. So it's time to push through, do it.
Do I go straight to the 2-hour live mind shifting deep dive, or into launching a membership?
Okay.
That's
so the optimal first step is at the 2-hour deep dive. And they're saying, I don't know, Donna, is it? Because it's like, it's up to you to make that choice. I'm literally getting you can go either way. It's totally up to you. What feels best, Donna? This is an opportunity for you to learn how to make that choice, how to distinguish the better choice for you. Because it really doesn't matter. That's what they're saying. Either way is going to be good. So pick the one that feels the best to you, the one that's going to bring you the most validation, satisfaction, and joy.
Thank you.
Does that answer the question?
Not quite.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't feel like it did. So what else do you want to ask?
Well, it has to, I guess the when, maybe that's it. It's the when, because of the delay with caring for mom and for my husband, and then having the shoulder surgery this past Monday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is the optimal time for Donna to launch? So is it months or weeks? Getting weeks. I didn't expect that. I thought maybe months. So weeks, how many weeks? Is it less than 4 weeks? 6. I'm getting 6 weeks. You can do it sooner, but 6 is a really happy place for it, which gives you plenty of time to do your healing and to bring everything together into that perfect path that you have envisioned. Because it's like what I'm seeing, Donna, this is so funny. It's like this is your baby and it's ready to fly the nest and you're holding onto its feet. You're not quite ready for it to go yet. Time to let the baby fly the nest.
Well, the 6 weeks felt really good because of the fact that I was going to launch. I said, oh, heck with it, just launch. But by having the 6 week lead time, it means that I can promote it.
Yes.
And it will, from the promotional factor, I think that's what it is. It's to go ahead and get the affiliate program set up. Affiliate program now? I'm getting a yes.
Yeah, and what I saw as you were saying that is like there's this marquee and it's got the name of your program on it and it's just flashing. It's like, you know, it's ready to come out and be a star. Your baby is ready to be a star.
Okie dokie. I am ready to birth.
Yes, it's time.
Okay, wonderful. You have been fabulous today, and I hope that my help has allowed the messages to come through easier for you.
It was wonderful. I so appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
Yep, we'll put it on the schedule for next month.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please do go to YouTube, like, share, comment on the videos, because that helps to get the message out to more people. And that's what this is all about. Because
and her channel, let's envision her channel having at least 1,000 subscribers by this time next month. It's only a little over 200 people. Now, I know that if you know at least 6 people that you can share her YouTube channel with, and please do that. Share it with other people to help her get those subscribers. Okay?
With much appreciation. Thank you all. So anything else before we go? Anybody have any last thing they want to say? All right. Well, many blessings to you all. Be safe, be happy, be on your purpose until we meet next month. Thank you and bye.